Welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking, and today what I'm going to do is I'm making my peppermint patties, but I'm going to make them for Christmas. So the first thing that I start out with is 2.5 cups of the powdered sugar. This is going to be the inside of my peppermint patties. A little bit more. You want to leave out your powdered sugar too, because when you roll out this dough, you'll be using that as a base so it doesn't stick to your counter or to your rolling pin. Maybe just a tad more. That'll do it. So I have the 2.5 cups of the powdered sugar that I placed in my mixing bowl. One and a half tablespoons of the Cheryls syrup. 1.5 tablespoons of water. One tablespoon of vanilla extract. One tablespoon of the peppermint extract. I can really smell that peppermint. 2 1.5 tablespoons of butter. There's 1.5. So now I'll be mixing this until it forms like a dough. Let me scrape down my side so that everything's mixed good. I'll take it off my mixer. Scrape the sides. I'll take a little of my powdered sugar, spread it on my counter. I'll make 4 colors. I'll split my dough into 4 sections. I have my dough into 4 sections. I'm going to be coloring it, making 4 different colors for the inside of the peppermint patty. So my first bowl, I'm going to do blue. So I'll put in like 3 drops. I'll see if that's the blue that I want. Now your hands will turn that color, so it's That's why I'm mixing it with a fork. Once I roll it out, I'm going to put on gloves. I mixed in the color with the fork, so now I put on some gloves because if you don't, your hands will turn colors. So I'm just going to mix it in. Make sure that all the blue is mixed good. If that's not the blue you want, just add a couple more drops. I'm going to add in 2 more drops. So that's a total of 5 drops that I put in here. Yeah, that's good. So you can see how it changed colors. So now I'm going to place it in my powdered sugar and roll it out. I'm using one of my stem glasses because this is the perfect circle that I want for the inside of my peppermint patties. I don't have a cookie cutter that small. So I'll be rolling it out. You don't want to roll it too thin. See, that's perfect. So now I'll place it on my cookie sheet. Because you want these to get hard before you drizzle the chocolate over them. You can either put them in your fridge, or if you want them to get hard real quick, put them in your freezer. And what I do is I just keep rolling out the dough till I can't make any more peppermint patties. Sticking to the counter here. I can probably get one more. I'll put in 5 drops of the green. Mix the coloring in. And just keep rolling it around so that the color gets deep inside your peppermint patty. If you want it greener, then add more green food coloring. Okay, that's fine. So now I'll roll it out. And remember, you don't want it too thin. There's 1, 2, 3. 4. I might be able to get 2 more out of this one. Oh, that's a little thick, that's okay. So now I have 6 of the green. I'll be melting 3 tablespoons of Crisco, to 2 cups of the semi-sweet morsels, so it'll be actually 1 16-ounce package if you buy the small package. I like buying the Crisco in the sticks because if you're not using that much, this is a nice container and you don't actually end up throwing out half of the Crisco that you don't use. So it's already starting to melt. So this will only take a few seconds. Once I melt this, then I'll take my peppermint patties out of the freezer. Then I'll be dipping them, placing them on my other baking sheet, and then putting them in the freezer so that the chocolate hardens up. And then you're going to see how good these peppermint patties are. I'll get a spatula to scrape down the sides. It's almost there. These homemade candies are so good over the holidays. Nothing like making your own, too. Just scrape down the sides. I'll take it off my pan. See how nice they firmed up? And you want them like this so that this way here it's easy to dip inside the chocolate. So now I have 2 forks. I place the peppermint patty in the chocolate. Let it drain from one fork to another. And then place it on top of your baking dish. I have parchment paper underneath just for easier cleanup. And I'll continue with the rest. And if you noticed, if your peppermint patties are getting a little too soft to work with, just put them back in the freezer to firm up and continue putting the chocolate on. So you kind of have to work quick. These candies go very quick in my house. When you put your peppermint patties in the chocolate, the melted chocolate, you don't want to leave it in too long because that really softens up the peppermint patty. So I'm working quick here just for that reason. I don't want the peppermint patties to melt. Like I said, you can either put them in your refrigerator until the chocolate firms up, or if you want them to firm up a lot quicker, put them in your freezer. So I'll be placing them in my freezer so this way here I can show you what they look like on the inside, and they taste just like the real thing. These candies are really, really good. So into the freezer I go. Now that my peppermint patties firmed up, I'll take it off the paper. Look at how good that looks. I'll slice it in half. Look at how pretty. It's nice and pink inside there. Oh yeah. They are so, so good. They taste just like the real peppermint patties. They are so, so good. I think that looks really pretty, all these colors inside. And like I said, it's the same recipe as my regular peppermint patties, except I put food coloring in. I divided my dough into 4 sections and colored it blue, red, green, and yellow. And it's really, really good. I can really taste that peppermint. I highly recommend making these for the holidays. So thanks so much for tuning in to Home Cooking with Cheryl and watching me make my revised version of peppermint patties, making them nice and colorful for the holidays. They're great anytime. So please like me on Facebook under Cheryl's Home Cooking and follow me on Twitter under Home Cooking with C. I'll see you next video. Merry Christmas.